Alright, let's go SKT. LeBlanc first ban is actually a super weird one. I actually don't agree with that one. Okay, so Nico is global ban. Okay, so LeBlanc ban. Aatrox. Camille, super strong jungler, getting banned, not surprised at all. Cassiopeia first pick can go top, mid, or AD, so not surprising at all either. I don't know the results. LeBlanc, Cassio, Galio ban. It looks like they're banning out LeBlanc, Galio are more counter picks. Galio's just a weird champion to ban. I think it's more of a targeted ban towards Faker, and Camille's just a strong ban that you do. Lucian also a strong first pick ban. SKT just getting rid of the strong first picks. Alright, Irelia first pick, very flexible, still a strong champion in the meta, and off with Cassiopeia gone, Irelia is really strong still. I think if I'm SKT, I look to pick up something like a Lissandra. Lissandra does really well versus Irelia. There we go. Lee, Lissandra. That'd be a great first rotation. Lee's the second best jungler after Camille. I can really expect to see them pick Lissandra. Lissandra, let's go. I know, you guys are going to pick it. Give me that Lissandra. There we go. Alright, so now what they can reply with. With Lee Sin picked, there aren't that many jungle picks that can potentially like match him. You have to go with something like Xin Zhao, but Xin Zhao is so much weaker, and you don't want to be playing Xin Zhao into something like a Lissandra. What are good jungles that they could do? Gragas is one. I would guess something like Gragas, Xin Zhao, or even Hecarim. Considering it's Cacao, I think he'll do Gragas. Okay, Alistar, a little bit nerfed, but still one of the best support. Probably take Gragas here. You don't have to take AD carry early. I would much rather see you take Gragas. Ooh, Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao works. I would prefer Gragas, but Xin Zhao works. Okay, so for SKT, they probably want to pick the support here, or their support pool gonna get pinched hella. So into Alistar, honestly, there aren't that many great support champs to pick, and because they already have aggressive champions, and Lee, Lissandra, something like Kench is not that great either. I would like to see them do something like Braum, or even go range support, and Janna can also be fine. Janna into Irelia Xin Zhao can be really good too. Ooh, Pyke. We haven't seen much Pyke in competitive, but interesting to see how this goes. Oh, Israel early instead. So taking a 80 carry power pick and being okay in terms of getting pinched on support. So hopefully Mata has a lot of options. Now here, what you want to do is ban out 80 carries or things they might play bot lane. So the common ones would be something like, okay, Heimer Alistar. I don't really understand Heimer too much. Heimer ban's a little bit questionable for me. Heimer, Alistar, not the greatest together. But they're going to be banning ADs, and this team's going to be banning support. Kench, we talked about being good into Alistar, so they pick it. I also do think Kench would be bad for this comp. If they took Kench, then they would have a very defensive bot lane, and they would just straight run 1-3-1. Kaisa, another good pick into Israel, especially good with Alistar. Riot's ban, kind of weird. I think it's more of a targeted ban towards Khan, because Khan's been playing a lot of Rides and solo queue, and it's most likely going to be Ride's top if Khan picks it. So Urgot instead, Khan opting to actually go tank. Very interesting. And then Sion top. So both teams have one tanks up top lane, and pretty standard comp elsewise. I'm very curious to see what SKT is going to last pick. It has to be a support. They hovered Pyke earlier. With a comp like this, ooh, Rakan. Fuck, I was going to try to guess what they pick. I was either going to say Braum or Rakan, but it looks like they're going to go Rakan. If they lock this in, okay. So SKT has a 1-3-1 and a kind of a teamfight comp. Their teamfight isn't the greatest in the world. Rakan makes up a lot for it, but this is going to be mostly a 1-3-1 comp, and they're going to look for a lot of skirmishes. As for APK Prince, they're also a 1-3-1 comp with Irelia and Sion, but their biggest strength is getting Irelia ahead onto the Lissandra. When Irelia gets ahead of the Lissandra, she can actually put on a lot of pressure. A lot of this game is going to come down to the mid 2v2, Irelia Xin Zhao versus Lissandra Lee. Lissandra Lee, early on in the skirmish, honestly don't have that much fighting potential compared to the Irelia. But once they hit level 6, they have a lot of one-shot potential. On the other hand, like level 1 to level 3, it's really good for Irelia and Xin Zhao. So we'll see how the early mid 2v2 goes. As for bot lane, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not 100% familiar with Kennen. Kennen bot, a Reckl's favorite. It's okay in teamfight, okay in split push. It's just okay at everything. It's not really specialized in anything. So I'm very interested to see how this plays. Top lane is going to be a boring tank versus tank. I'm surprised Khan's playing Urgot here, or he actively opted into Urgot. Alright, both junglers starting red. This is a very, very typical path. Red is one of the strongest buffs early, and Sion's doing this is also really typical. Like, the Urgot knew he was going to do this, and he didn't want to be late to lane, and he was going to lose CS, but it's just part of being red side versus Sion. Sion gets to cue you in the face as you're checking in. It's just part of playing Sion. Also, Sion warded here early because he knows Lee started red, and there can be a potentially red into double golem into gank. Good ward to make sure he doesn't get ganked. And Xin Zhao, predicting that, was able to do red into Scuttle. Double Scuttle control, really good for the Xin Zhao. As we talked about, Irelia and Jhin are going to have prio over Faker, or Lissandra and Lee Sin early, so Faker and Lee Sin, or Clid, is going to have to play somewhat defensive. Faker just regularly hitting level 6 is just so much better for them. Faker and Lee are looking to hit level 6 without anything strange happening, and once they do hit level 6, they can really play for the 2v2. Playing in kind of an awkward spot for Faker, but long as he doesn't push it, it'll push back to him due to Irelia pushing it out right now. He has to be really careful of the gank. Ooh, having to burn flash. Faker, you have to play defensive there. I knew this. How did you not know this? Just play defensive. Oh, that was a little overzealous for Mickey. If he did get the first blood, it's still worth it though. Let's see. So here's what I don't like. Okay, he didn't get the first blood. So my big problem with this is, right? But Loco, they traded 1 for 1. Even though Mickey didn't get first blood, it's completely fine. So if Mickey doesn't go in here, the status of the lane is Faker has to burn teleport, Faker burned flash, Mickey's almost full HP and he gets to keep his flash, and he gets to push this in and recall, get all the stacks of refillable back, and still hold on to flash. It would put Mickey in a much better position. This 1 for 1 trade makes this lane playable for Faker again. Like, Mickey just waiting there and not going in would have been so good for him. But this is like where patience in a player really comes to play. Now Faker can freeze this lane. Mickey doesn't have flash, and he can keep this frozen for a very, very long time. Unfortunately, he got to push it in all the way, so he wasn't able to freeze it. Looks like there were too many creeps, but Faker getting closer and closer to level 6. And what the fuck is this Alistar doing? Okay, they're just playing so overzealous. They have so much control in the lane. It's the same kind of play that happened in mid, happening in bot lane, where APK Prince has a lot of their early lead, and they're just fucking throwing it away. Who Teddy with the flash from the flash WQ combo, not the easiest to react to, but something we can expect from top tier players. Now Faker's level 6 and Mickey's in a really shitty spot. Anytime Faker and Clid are able to get onto Mickey, it means GG for Mickey. Because Irelia's core is mobility, and a lot of her strength comes from not being hit by skill shots and being able to be very fluid and be unkillable. But Lissandra has a lockdown where Irelia's not able to. Oof, yeah, it's going to be W. Faker doesn't have Q. He's going to wait for his W to finish, and then R. Clid also has Smite up. This is just bye-bye. Yeah. A lot of strength of Irelia comes from having cleanse and not being able to take full advantage of that. A lot of strength of Irelia comes from being mobile and being hard to hit with CC, because there's not a lot of targeted CC in the game, but that's why Lissandra is such a good pick into her. Also with Aftershock, anytime you use W, you become so tanky where Irelia can't do that much to you. Yeah, this is why I really don't like this Merc build from Irelia. Mercs doesn't really help you when you're getting comboed like that, and a lot of Irelia, what they ended up doing when they're playing versus Lissandra is taking cleanse to actually be able to counterplay the Lissandra ultimate. But with this Merc build, like, it doesn't really save you from getting insta-gip. Whenever Rakan engages onto you and Faker is able to follow up, you're going to get insta-gip. Whenever Faker is able to ult you and Lee Sin follows up, you're going to get insta-gip. I would have much preferred to have seen him not go Mercury and run cleanse with just straight going into Trinity. And of course, like, the early deaths he had dying into lane was extremely bad too. And you can see Faker going a little bit defensive, going Kindle Gem instead of going the full AP build. He knows he's in a vulnerable spot versus Irelia still, and long as he can not get solo killed and play the 2v2s with Clid, he feels like he's in a better spot that way instead of building full aggressive. Now next opening is going to be Faker's next ult. Yep, if Faker has his ult, Rakan has flash RW, Faker, what he can do is play for the 2v2, get prio, and look for the solo kill or look for bottom place. Right now, with Lee behind them, this kind of lane ganks happens so much in competitive play due to these wards usually being here and a lot of river control and river wards being placed. You don't get an opening to gank unless you're doing it from lane. So that's why we see Lee hiding back here, and Rakan probably going to lead with a flash art W on Kennen. If the All-Star is good, he's going to save his W to make sure Lee can't get on. Let's see what happens. If All-Star is good, okay. Yeah, so they spotted Lee with this ward to prevent the lane gank. Really excellent ward, by the way, because they have a pink ward here, and they're able to clear all the wards here. By getting the ward here, you can prevent the lane ganks. Very smart ward from APK. I haven't seen wards like that in a very long time. I mean, top, just a boring farm lane. Now that they have control and they pushed out, and mid is somewhat getting control, and it's 9 minutes into the game and blue is up, SKT is able to go for this dragon very freely. They know Xin Zhao is going to be on top side of the map. They know they have priority bottom. They know they have priority mid. They even have priority top, and Urgot walked all the way down. Like, SKT playing very in sync, and they know what they want to be doing. Remember what we talked about? Once Faker gets prio, they want to look for the bottom dive. This is happening, the bottom dive. APK, they don't have pressure, and they're making the counterplay top side, so they have to back off from turret. Smart play on their part. Now that they know their bottom dive did not work, Lee backed, and Lee got a tempo lead on Xin Zhao. Look how Lee has more items than Xin Zhao. Boost, pink pot. They have a tempo lead, but they need to match it by actually going in and checking on this. I would love to see Urgot lead into this and make sure they can't get this freely. Oh, a little bit late, a little bit late. Oh, this was a little bit late. If they were a little bit more on point about, hey, they started doing Herald. Our bot dive's not working. It looks like they went Herald. Let's counterplay, and they were faster to it. I think this could have been prevented. So this is going to last about a minute on the map. They're trying to guard this as much as possible. Because even when you do get this, if you're not able to get the actual eye, then you don't get Herald, and it doesn't mean anything. Rakan also moved up. They know the play is going to be determined on top side. All-Star moving up also. It's going to be a 4v4. Formation here, very interesting. All-Star later than Rakan, but Sion earlier than Urgot. So I do think APK is going to be able to get the eye, because when Sion's ulting in here, there's no way Klid and Faker can just wait. They have to let the Sion ult in and push them out, and they're going to be able to get the eye, but the fight afterward is going to be interesting. What I expect to happen is probably Faker and Klid and Mata all go for Kakao and try to insta-gib Kakao while trying to not take damage from Sion. Let's see if they can make it happen. After they kill Kakao, what they have to really watch out for is Irelia deleting all of them. Let's see what happens. Okay, so they go for Xin Zhao as we talked about. They're able to kill the Xin, but Klid gets insta-deleted in the process. He's not able to use his ult, and then they're going to have to back off. We can play this a little bit slow, see if how they could have done it better. Them being able to dodge out from the Sion ult was super important. Going on Kakao, landed the Q. Klid used W early. He shouldn't have used W. That was actually the huge problem there. If Klid doesn't use W early and he has another mobility skill, then he's in a really good spot. Yeah, using this W early and not having the W up for when Sion ults puts Klid in a really bad position. Now he can't dodge out from the Sion. It was super important that he has his W up so he can dodge out from the Sion and then Q back onto the Xin Zhao. Faker's not in a dangerous position to die. He has Aftershock. He still has W. Just misplay from Klid. They are able to get trade 1-for-1, but they give up the eye, which was one thing they really did not want to do. Yeah. I mean, it was obvious that they were going to be trying to kill Xin. Klid just has to remember, Sion ult, Sion ult. I can't get hit by Sion ult. I have to watch out for All-Star. Faker looking for a recall. He's been on these items for a while. He's going to look for a good push out and a recall. Yeah, there we go. He's going to look for a recall, finish his proto, be in a good spot. Now, next play is probably going to come down to the Dragon, second Ocean Drake. Because SKT got an early Ocean Drake, their laning is much, much better. Next thing we can expect is Urgot's going to get prio, Urgot's going to move down, Lissandra and Lee are going to get prio, they're going to move down, they're going to set up for Dragon and really try to get this Dragon cleanly. What I would like to see APK do is recognize that they cannot fight for the Dragon and actually send members up top side and try to get top turret instead. Let's see what they do. Bot is really hard to gank. Israel Rakan are one of the hardest to kill in the game. They're just so mobile. Next Dragon, minute 40, what we talked about, Urgot get prio, move down to Dragon, and get the Dragon. rest of APK recognize that they have to give up Dragon and go play for top side instead. I would really like to see APK do that, but I feel like they're an amateur team, and from so far they haven't shown the greatest macro, so I feel like they're just going to stay bot side and get the Dragon taken away from them. Dragon up in 22nd, Urgot's going to push out, and Urgot deciding to actually stay top and push. So now what this means, Dragon is more contestable and APK can get positioning on Dragon. What SKT wants to do is try to maintain distance, poke from Israel while Urgot's putting pressure on top lane, because Sion didn't come to match. Now if SKT can recognize this and not all in for Dragon and let Sion keep pushing, it'd be really great. They also got bottom turret from all the pressure they had. So yeah, SKT in a really great position. Also, Mickey was using Eye in front of Faker. You can see the shadow, or you can see the Eye through, you can see the Eye with a ward, and even when you don't have ward, Eye shows up through Fog of War, and he's using it directly on the wall where Faker can ult him. Just very, very amateur mistake from Mickey. He completely wasted the Herald. Next objective for both teams still is the Dragon. Bot lane has a lot of prio. I would imagine Teddy's sitting on a lot of gold. Once Teddy backs once, this Dragon is going to be so free. APK is starting Dragon first. SKT deciding to back off, even though they are stronger, they don't have vision. And walking through these choke points versus all the start versus a cannon can be very dangerous. I mean, giving up Dragon, not the end of the world. It's just kind of awkward because SKT were in a much stronger spot and they ended up giving up Dragon. While they were taking Dragon though, Mickey backing from a dangerous spot got spotted from a ward. And remember what we talked about, even though Mickey has Mercs, it doesn't mean anything. Like, Mercs doesn't save you from chain CC. That's why cleanse is so important. Like, even though he has Mercs here, he's just getting chain CC'd and dying. He needs to be able to cleanse and walk away. But because he, like, this is why I don't like Mercury versus Lissandra. Yes, you should be buying Mercs versus a Lissandra in a CC heavy comp, but it doesn't solve the problem of getting insta-gibbed by chain CC, and this is the constant problem Mickey's running into. It's just so essential for Irelia to run cleanse versus a Lissandra comp. Really good combination of CC from Faker and Mata not stacking on top of each other. Now it looks like SKT going for a lane swap. They're up priority and they're up tempo. Israel and Alistar went mid, or not Israel, Kennen and Alistar went mid. They're not going to be able to do anything versus the Lissandra, while Israel and Rakan are going to be able to put pressure on this turret. Mickey ended up going to a side lane, but now he has Mercs versus the Urgot, who has 2 armor items, and he's not going to be able to do anything versus the Urgot. So this game going to go back to top side control, and controlling this Baron area going to be especially important. Baron coming up in about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. A lot of this game is going to come down to both duo lanes trying to push out and being able to lend their support into controlling River. Right now you can see APK has 3 pink wards in River and they have complete control. This is going to be the first goal of SKT. Push out mid, push out top while not dying, and get rid of these pinks and get our own vision down in the river. Looks like SKT doing exactly that, clearing their pink, placing their own pink, placing a ward there, and cleared out all the vision. Beautiful to see from SKT. I would love to see them control and keep this vision and try to pick people that are coming into the vision, like Cacao right here, beautiful. Urgot teleporting here, Sion teleporting here. We can see the formation for APK and SKT being very interesting. So we have APK 4 members here, here, and here, and they're going to be collapsing down towards SKT, while for Mickey, he's on the other side, and they can actually pincer SKT in a really nice way. The Sion can start with the ult, go right down river into this S pattern right here, while Irelia closes on from this side. And this position for Israel, if he isn't able to get on top of the cannon and zone the cannon out, this position is just really bad. He's on the opposite end of his whole team. It depends on how fast APK is going to be able to collapse on SKT. If they collapse fast enough before Israel's able to poke out cannon, this is going to be a really bad fight for SKT. Let's see what happens. Collapse, collapse. Ooh, SKT was able to get out in time, but now Urgot in an awkward position. And Mickey actually getting caught out. Mickey, what are you doing? Your team caught out Urgot. If you don't get caught here, then you're in such a good position. Remember what we talked about, not having cleanse on Irelia versus this kind of comp being a death sentence? Like, it's biting Mickey in the butt over and over and over again. If Mickey doesn't get caught out here and they kill Urgot for free, Sion, while he doesn't have ultimate, they can just keep waiting while with Mickey on this side and look for another pincer, push SKT out, clear all the vision they placed. It just, yeah, I have to constantly criticize Mickey for the lack of cleanse and also lack of awareness in this game. He's playing very sloppily. Like going in for that 1v1 versus Fake, or going in for that 1-for-1 versus Faker, getting his Herald destroyed, getting caught out here. Just a lot of very elementary, very rookie mistakes from Mickey holding down APK. Next objective is going to be coming up, Earth Dragon in 30 seconds. What teams want to do now is they do want to fight for Earth Dragon, but they don't want to contest with too many people. If you have all 5 people there for Earth Dragon, something bad that can actually happen is you go for Earth Dragon, and while you're going for Earth Dragon, the other team gets complete control of Baron, and you have to walk in blind towards Baron, and that can be very, very dangerous. So they're both are looking to get Earth Dragon, but only with minimum people involved while maintaining control on Baron. Let's see. You can see some basic vision going down on Earth Dragon from APK side, but SKT able to pick out Alistar. Looks like they just rushed Earth Dragon because SKT was able to control Baron. Now, that situation we just talked about is going to happen, where one team committed for Earth Dragon and the other team, instead of committing for Earth Dragon, has complete control of Baron. You can see APK has 0 vision of Baron. They have a ward over the wall, they have a ward in mid, but they don't have any kind of vision in Baron. And now something that's very scary for them is walking into Baron, because they don't have any kind of vision and they don't have blue trinket. They don't have a single way of checking into vision. So anytime they are about to check in, they're going in blind. It's going to be super important for them that Sion leaves this check-in. If anyone but Sion leaves this check-in, Kennen, Irelia, or Xin Zhao, they're going to get insta-gip. I want to see them play patiently and have Sion lead this check-in. Looks like instead of baiting Baron, SKT looking for a dive on this instead. It's a 4v5 situation. So dive very powerful. Even though Alistar just reds, he's all the way in base. He's not going to be able to get here. The only target that's really viable for them right now is Sion. I don't really feel this. Even if you go for Sion, he's going to reds. And you can't even kill Sion that easily. He still has his ult up. So yeah, I don't like this dive formation for SKT. Like Lee Sin on this side of the map, he's probably going to look for Q into ult this way. But I don't see this ending well for SKT. You're diving a Sion. You guys should be baiting Baron instead. So they go for Sion. I mean, obviously it doesn't work. Mickey going for a stun here, and Sion misses ult completely. Let's see if he gets the stun. He got the stun on Clid. He didn't follow up with the Q. I would have loved to see him follow up with the Q. This is a position where SKT already used their major ultimates, and Lissandra ult and Rakan ult. So if Mickey was able to Q in after Clit got stunned and follow with ult and keep chasing, it would have been much, much better. Well, Mickey going in. Mickey followed up. Oh, Mickey! Oh my god, why did you have to follow up all the way there? Oh, that was really disappointing to watch. Let's watch in normal speed. So he gets the stun here, and then he's looking on this side instead of looking there. If he actually gets the Q here early, and he's able to put pressure on him to make sure he can't jump out here, it would have been much better for him here. And now what I would like to see him is use Mickey ult and then go QQ and then exit this way. Instead he flashes out, like just use Q here and exit this way. You have your teammates that can follow up. Kennen with flash, ultimate, Xin Zhao with flash. Like Mickey using his ult and exiting this side would have been so good for him. Faker doesn't have ult. And then now he's shooting for a Q, but it unfortunately misses on Clid. All these fights, oh, Faker with the gigantic ult. Fury dies. Now they have to carry the cannon bomb. Cannon bomb exploding, and then if it kills anyone, that's going to make a bomb and another bomb. And these fights are actually so close for APK. One skill shot hitting, one decision being different, it would have been really, really hard for APK to, like, actually it would have been really hard for SKT to win the fight if APK played the fights a little bit different. When they were diving Sion, if Sion held ult and was actually able to hit someone, if Mickey actually followed up on things, if Cacao able to go in, if they're buying time for Alistar, just little bit things being different, it would have meant that APK actually win this fight. But instead they're left in a situation where SKT wins the fight and they get the turret too, because SKT made a very bad decision in terms of trying to dive a Scion. Like, why the fuck are you guys trying to dive a Scion? You guys are so up on this turret for no reason. Let's rewatch this fight. He gets the knock up here. QRQQ. QRQQ. Or just chasing down the Urgot. Or just getting flipped over the wall and not committing all the way was so bad for Mickey. Like, the QRQQ would have been such a clean play from Mickey. Unfortunately, he doesn't get it. Faker with a great ultimate, being able to hit 5 people. Fury, you're not an AP cannon. You can go in there with flash ult, but you're just going to get insta-gip. Not sure what really happened here, but looks like Faker is getting chased. Ooh, Mickey trying to go in. Faker buying time with Aftershock and then ulting afterwards. Rest of SKT starting to come. Scion on the other side of the map. All-Star coming. If they can... Wow, Faker's so smart to go this way instead. Faker knew All-Star was coming, so imagine if he E this way, All-Star can follow the E and actually get on him. Faker waiting until All-Star actually uses a combo and then using the E. Just beautiful play from Faker. Understanding where people are on the map and being able to buy time. Like, this is what makes Faker Faker. Like, these kind of play where people are overcommitting onto him, using ult, using E in the right direction. Like, this is Faker. This is the pride and the crown jewel of Korea. Just excellently fucking played. Like, knowing where he needs to be on the map and actually backing off. God damn, we have to rewatch that situation, like from where the replay broke down. Beautifully played from Faker. So Kakao flashes, he uses E, he uses W. He's chasing onto Faker. Faker gets stunned. He keeps his ultimate. A lot of people would have used ultimate when they were about to get stunned, but Faker being really accurate about the damage, not using it until he has to. So after Mickey comes in, he doesn't still use ult. He uses W, and then he's using Q, and he's just buying so much time for himself. Why this is so important is by buying time, he's allowing other members of the team to come, and Lissandra ult heals for the amount of HP you have missing. It's just, yeah, Faker's just so incredibly smart and very aware of all the pieces on the map. Scion far away. He probably knows All-Star's coming. There's probably a call about All-Star coming in. He sees All-Star, E's the other way. It's just so beautiful that he E'd this way. He E'd towards the left instead of E'd towards the right. Because if he E'd towards the right, then it would have been really bad for All-Star. Also, for All-Star here, I would have really liked to seen him not use his WQ, because Faker already has his E going. Why do you need to use WQ? You could WQ Israel to pressure him out, or WQ Rakan, or how about this? Just save WQ when you know Lissandra already committed with the E. Very rudimentary play from All-Star. It was just one-dimensional thinking. Now Lee can come in, clean up. This is SKT. This is the crown jewel of Korea that's gonna destroy LPL teams, hopefully. Faker teleporting in. Going on Fury here. Khan going with his passive. Able to kill Fury, and now they're gonna get Baron, and game opened up completely. A lot of mistake from APK all along, but that one play from Faker, being able to survive that kind of chase and that kind of overcommit from APK and clean up everyone, teleport back, put pressure on Kennen, kill Kennen, and take Baron. It's just, this is what we were fucking missing. Like, this is what we wanted to see from Korea. Okay, so he was recalling from a far distance. Mickey went on to him. Oh, Mickey, you missed your stun there? E. Oh, he short E. Imagine if he made the E longer. Oh, and then now Kakao coming in from this angle. Proto Belt. If you're gonna flash, you flash right here. If Kakao was gonna flash, he probably flashes from here to here, flash here, and then E to chase. But now he chased around in kind of a, like an arc. Being able to flash here and being able to E early would have been so good for him. Damn, this is Faker. This is SKT. These are our boys. How would I describe it? How would I describe the feeling of watching SKT do well? It's kind of like when USA basketball team does well in the Olympics, you're like, those are our boys right there. Like LeBron destroying like international players. You're just proud and you feel secure. You know you're gonna get the gold medal. That's the SKT of old. That's what made League of Legends so fun to watch for Koreans, and that's why like Koreans have been so supportive of SKT and so negative of SKT when they didn't do well, because that's kind of the expectation SKT had. Like, they're the ultimate final boss. It doesn't matter if Rock does badly, it doesn't matter if Samsung does badly. As long as we have Faker and SKT, we can always depend on them to do well. Then pushing 2 lanes, because any good team is able to clear out 1 lane. They're going to try to push double lanes with Baron. Yep, it's just surgical, standard, without taking risk, playing tanks without being dumb. Teddy knows that All-Star is looking for Flash WQ here, and being able to E out, get the Q, go back in. Jin Zhao gonna ult, but got ult. Oh my fucking god, this is what I've been waiting for. This is what we've been waiting for as fans of Korea. Just SKT doing their thing. Very well played game. Some mistakes early and mid game, and APK could have threatened them much more, especially with how strong Lee and Irelia, or Jin Zhao and Irelia is early, but mistakes from Mickey made it a lot easier. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, Khan going like, yeah, I mean, I played Urgot. Urgot's a cool champion. Urgot's a cool champion. That's what Khan's saying. Beautiful. Teddy and Faker. Just fucking beautiful. Okay, so this is how I feel when I see Faker and Teddy on the same team. You have a friend that's a girl that has an abusive boyfriend that treats her like shit. But she's really pretty and she's really smart. But she's been in that relationship for such a long time. And then on the other hand, you have a dude that's in a relationship with a girl that's like very like bitchy, and like she's just not a very good girlfriend, and she's just very annoying and agitated towards the guy, and she's always like bitching like, why do you want to go out, like buy me things. And then they break up, and then the girl and the guy get with each other, and you're just so happy for them, and you're like, oh my gosh, like what a wholesome relationship. That's me watching like Teddy and Faker being on the same team. Okay, so Nico is global banned, SKT banning Irelia. Even though Mickey didn't play the best, Irelia definitely gave them trouble, and also banning out Akali, a champion that's very strong in competitive play and that can get out of control. APK banning out Camille, banning out Aatrox. It looks like these are more of the standard bans for red side. They don't want any of the blue side to have access to this. All-Star ban, it looks like SKT doesn't want to first pick All-Star, so they also don't want APK to have it, so they're banning out All-Star. I love how respectful SKT is. So SKT could have just been like, we beat Irelia, we beat All-Star, we can just let them have these picks. But instead, they're being very respectful. All-Star could have been problematic. Irelia definitely could have been problematic if he played a little bit bad. And they're banning things out of respect and not being cocky. Korean teams are infamous for being cocky. And I love how smart and just how realistic SKT is doing their draft. Yeah, I think Zephyr is doing a great job with the draft. Lucian first pick, one of the strongest AD carries in the meta, given to one of the strongest players in the meta, Teddy. This is going to be beautiful. One weakness that we talked about for Teddy is Teddy's not that great on non-AD carry champions, so I love them being able to stick Teddy onto actual real AD carries. Cacao going with Jin Zhao again, not the greatest pick in my opinion. I think there's better picks in the meta, especially if you're drafting it this early. I love stuff like Gragas right now, and I'm not feeling the Jin Zhao as much. He's just very one-dimensional. Thresh early, this is a pocket pick from Secret. Secret is a very good Thresh player, but Thresh early can be really bad, especially if they lead with something like Lucian Braum, which I'm sure SKT is going to do here. I would love to see them take something like a Braum and a very flexible solo laner. Lissandra, very flexible solo laner that we talked about, and a Braum. Could we please take the Braum? Also, SKT not in a dangerous place taking Lissandra because their biggest counter in Cassiopeia is banned. I would love to see you guys take Braum. I would love to see you guys take Braum, SKT, Zephyr. Me and Zephyr used to share a spot on Najin White Shield, so somewhat of a friendship there. And to describe Zephyr as a coach and as a player, he's someone that's very cerebral. Zephyr used to play World of Warcraft and he used to play Hunter a lot. He doesn't have the fastest fingers or the best mechanics, but Zephyr was always very smart and did his job. Looks like SKT just sticking with Lissandra Urgot for their solo lane. Would have loved to see them take Braum, but let's see how the rest of the draft plays. Ooh, Sion. Sion into Urgot. I mean, Sion is a core pick in the meta, but these are just very boring, bland picks. Meh. What are APK gonna ban? Well, obviously they have Thresh already, so I'd imagine they would ban Braum. And another champion that goes well with Lucian, I would probably think they ban something like Braum and then Rakan. Kazakhstan, Lee Sin's still up and you're gonna ban Kazakhs. Well, if you're banning Kazakhs, you better ban Lee Sin afterwards, or this ban is fucking meaningless because they're just gonna take Lee Sin. You have to ban Lee Sin here, or this Kazakhs ban's fucking worthless because you're banning a jungle, but the other team's just gonna take the other good jungler. Please ban Lee. Okay. They ban Lee, at least they're drafting with their brains on. They ban Ryze most likely for Lissandra. I'm not too sure why you'd be banning Ryze versus Lissandra. Lissandra can do decent versus the Ryze. Maybe they think Ryze might go bot lane. There's been some Ryze bot lane play also. I would love to see them ban another mid laner here that's good into Lissandra. What would be a good mid lane ban that would be good into Lissandra that Mickey could play? I would say Ori, but Orianna is not stylistically something Mickey would play. He probably wants something aggressive here. I actually can't take a good guess. Let's see what they ban and let's see what Mickey plays. Israel ban. I'm not in love with the Israel ban. Israel Thresh would become a very awkward lane and Lucian can also put on a lot of pressure. And I'm very confident in Teddy being able to outmuscle any kind of Israel. So I would have liked to see another mid laner ban here. Yeah, they end up just going with Heimer instead. Okay, Rakan, as we talked about, Pyke is also a good option. Pyke, Lucian, a lot of pressure onto the spot lane. Ooh, Morgana, that's interesting. Okay, so Nocturne. Now they are a full dive comp. I would expect Rakan here because I'll try to explain to you guys why you want Rakan. As Nocturne, you want a dive buddy. By a dive buddy, you guys might be like, well, Pyke is a dive buddy. While Pyke is a okay dive buddy, something like a Rakan is a much stronger dive buddy, and that's something I would expect them to take. Take Rakan. Take Rakan. Oh! Thresh. Ooh, I'm not feeling Pyke as much because Pyke, while he does offer damage with Nocturne, he's not as good follow-up. So I would have much rather seen Rakan. Okay, LeBlanc pick. This is very interesting because a lot of people will say LeBlanc is actually not a great champion into Lissandra. So, well, I'm not as in love with SKT's draft. I think Rakan would have been a very good pick to round out this draft. I'm much more down on APK's draft. I hate this LeBlanc pick here. LeBlanc into Lissandra is not a good pick. People pick Lissandra into LeBlanc. Like, this seems very cocky from Mickey, and I feel like this team is more operating under champion comfort than what's actually good. Mickey this time at least running cleanse. We'll see how this game plays, but I am not in love with the LeBlanc pick. I am not in love with the Pyke pick. Okay, Heimer turrets and brushes for prio. Looks like a lot of mobility early. Also, I really fucking hate the Thresh buy. I'm not sure why this Thresh bought. Targon's coin is a much better item for Thresh. Oh my god, Teddy was able to sneak in there, kill all of the turrets. Very good on Teddy and very bad on APK of not protecting all the turrets they placed down. And Mickey started E to try to catch. So now Mickey's in a very awkward spot. He's going to get pushed out because he started E, he missed his E. Faker's going to be able to use Q and push him out. And Mickey's also not near creep, so he's not able to actually pressure with. Faker's going to be counting down Mickey's chain cooldown. When Mickey has chain, Faker backs up. That's our boy. Mickey now has to walk all the way around. Just, yeah, very badly executed level 1 from Mickey. So level 1 for LeBlanc is actually the one timing where LeBlanc can have pressure on the Lissandra, because LeBlanc can go auto, W, auto, and proc her electrocute, right? Where Lissandra, on the other hand, has to start Q, and she's going to have Aftershock. And she can't use Aftershock level 1 because she doesn't have a way of actually rooting Lissandra or LeBlanc, because you don't have W. So it's one timing where LeBlanc can actually have pressure on the Lissandra, and Lissandra wants to push out fast as possible and hit level 2 and not deal with not having access to Aftershock. But Mickey played it in such a bad way where he has an early game lead, but because he took E, he had to just play it defensively, but he played really, really stupid. Now Faker has access to Aftershock. Mickey's getting pushed in. Faker aware of Zindao being able to gank level 2. Chasing him, placing a ward so not to get ganked from the right side. Nocturne doing the full clear, okay with giving up crap, just Mickey burning passive early. Like, Faker's playing this level 1 beautifully. Faker played the early game beautifully, and Mickey just played it like Garbo. Yeah, I mean, overall, I'm just very questioning the LeBlanc pick and also questioning Mickey's early gameplay. Now, for bot lane, they actually can't push up that much versus Heimer Thresh. Heimer, notorious for having permanent prio. Calm, very aware of the gank, backing off after he saw on the ward. What they really want to do is wait for level 6 on Nocturne or wait for a good hook on Thresh and try to kill. But this lane is going to be very little action until level 6 from Nocturne. But Klid is rushing for that level 6 and looks like he's going to get it soon. Mickey's just getting destroyed in lane. Remember what we talked about? LeBlanc versus Lissandra, not that great of a lane for LeBlanc, and she also has to run Cleanse. So here's the problem with running Cleanse on your mid laner. While it's great if you're the one getting focused down, what happens in a 2v2 where Lissandra and the Nocturne just focus Xin Zhao and use all their CC and damage on Xin Zhao? Your Cleanse becomes fucking useless. So while I recommended Cleanse for the Irelia game, I still do recommend Cleanse for this LeBlanc game. It's just, even if you do take Cleanse, you're in a bad spot. So yeah, very shitty spot for Mickey to be in, and APK in general. Later on, when they take the 2v2s, I would love to see Klid and Faker focus on the Zindao and make sure they don't focus the LeBlanc. Both supports, after they get their first recall off, going mid lane, very standard. This isn't even like some kind of int or some kind of, oh my god, Faker and Mickey are getting so much help. It's very normal for supports after they base to go straight to mid. It's just a very common pathing. You fight for mid vision a lot more, you fight for pink wards a lot more, and it's easier to fight for creps from mid lane, so very normal for supports to go mid and then come bot lane. Lucian going early Vamp Scepter, good for lifesteal, also builds into Bork, very normal. LeBlanc going double Dark Seal. Double Dark Seal when you're behind in lane. You're playing for the regen, but you're not going to be able to out-regen or out-trade the Lissandra. Mickey's just very... If Faker's a worse player than Mickey, I think a lot of Mickey's action can be accounted for somewhat, but the way Mickey is playing is just... It's very disrespectful. It's a way you can play and you can out-muscle the opponent if you're better, but you're not better than Faker. The way you're playing and the way you're drafting and the decisions you're making is, if I'm better than you, I can smash you to the ground, but if I'm worse than you, I'm going to fall behind a lot, and that's what's actually happening to Mickey. Very well executed gank. I've talked about first gank going bottom being a better choice for me, but this gank also works. You don't want to gank top multiple times, but getting one gank on top and setting your top laner early in a tank versus tank matchup is good. And also Sion Burn Flash in the initial fight earlier on, so Urgot with this Flash E is able to just get the Sion flipped over and block Sion from ulting, and it's going to be an easy kill. I like this choice of ganking, especially with how pushed up bottom played. Now they're going to be able to push this up. Sion passive actually preventing a lot of the push, but they're going to be able to push this up. Sion doesn't have teleport, and it's going to put Khan in a really good spot, and he's going to have prio over the Sion the whole game. Alright, let's watch what happens mid. Ooh, Faker actually made a mistake with his E. He used his E while he got chained on. So here, when Faker got chained, what Faker had to do was keep his E and use ult and use E later. But a mistake from Faker using E while he had the chain on top of him, and they are actually able to get the kill. There were some things that people were saying about SKT, sort of as a joke and sort of as a non-joke, but it's Faker's actually the worst player on SKT, and he's going to be in the worst form because he went to All-Stars, and if Faker does well, SKT will do well, and it's going to be about Faker getting carried about the other 4. So it's just funny watching Faker make mistakes. Like, no one, I don't think seriously thinks Faker is bad, but there was a whole joke around the Korean community, like, now all Faker has to do is get carried and not play like a shitter. As we talk about that, Faker ganked again and dies, playing so far up on a timing where Thresh could roam. Damn. Oh my god, Faker's playing like a shitter. Faker, like, you didn't even make worlds. Let all your good teammates carry you. What are you doing? Now next play is going to be on the next Nocturne ult. I imagine it go bot side. Nocturne ult on bot side and killing Heimer and being able to push up is a really good thing. Woo! Pike! Woo! Nocturne. Now, once Heimer and Thresh start dying to this lane, it can get really bad because Nocturne ganks over and over again, and anytime Lissandra roams, Lissandra should be able to get prio on LeBlanc, means they die. This is a lane where it's really good. Any kind of Heimer lane works like this. It's really good if you're able to stay ahead and keep your wards in place and keep your flashes and save your flash and save your stopwatch for whenever you're getting ganked. But if you ever die in 2v2 situations or you die while using flash, your lane gets absolutely fucked. So what rest of this game is going to be about is Heimer and Thresh dying over and over again. I would like to see Faker stop dying. Come on, Faker, Pride of Korea. Good exhaust, flash R. Urgot used ult, this one's done so. Whew, good roam from Khan. Also, LeBlanc can't approach because of the Urgot ult exploding and fearing, so she has to keep her distance, and Lissandra passive zombie. Yeah, this is really bad if you use your stopwatch like this in a lane versus Pyke, because later on you're just going to be in a really shitty spot. Mata dying to the fucking turrets. I would have just liked to see him use ult on Heimer after he killed Thresh, so he's putting damage pressure on Heimer even before he dies. SKT's next steps are very, very simple. Gank bottom over and over and over again. Kill Heimer, kill Thresh, punish them for using flashes, punish them for not having stopwatches up. SKT needs to recognize that's their next play. Looks like SKT does recognize that's their next play. Nocturne in place, but also Sion in place. It's going to be a very interesting fight. So if SKT calls Sion as Mia and Sion can be going bottom, their counterplay would be Urgot just pushing top, waiting and letting Sion waste their time and not coming onto bot lane. But if SKT doesn't call that and they try to all in the Thresh and Heimer while Sion can ult in, it can actually turn out really badly. Even with Urgot teleporting, the situation can end up really badly. So this is a very, very critical point in the game, so let's see what happens. Most ideal play for SKT is Sion's going bot, Khan calls, Sion going bottom, Sion going bottom, back up, back up, back up. I'm gonna push top, back up, back up. Let's see if that actually happens. Oh, Urgot going top, but they go for the bottom play. Ooh, Sion's gonna ult in. SKT, this was obvious. They go for Thresh, who used his stopwatch and who doesn't have flash up. I would love to see Thresh use, whatchamacallit, ult and E and just buy time. Ult and then use E, buy time. Sion comes in, picks up a kill, picks up another kill. Exactly what we talked about. SKT needs to play smarter. Now this way, Urgot burned teleport, and Sion didn't actually miss much, and the wave's gonna be pushing back to them. It was a game state. Well, I mean, obviously I'm watching a VOD and I can see the whole map, but it was a game state. If SKT recognized, they could have gotten massively ahead from. Ooh, some kill trace going down top lane. Fury and Secret decide to swap lanes and put pressure onto top because bot was pushing out and there was a huge wave built up. Game a little bit more messier than I would like to see, but okay, they go on Secret. Mata kind of out of position. Kakai to finish the kill, just 1-for-1 trades. Ooh, they're going for Faker, and Faker not having ult up there or any kind of mana. SKT playing so messy. Let's back up here. What's going on? Messy here, 1-for-1 trade. And then more messy here. Faker actually proto-belting in and using E forward. Well, yeah, this is just not what I want to see. Khan dying also. SKT just throwing their lead to the ground and Faker's behind. Faker, just get carried. You don't have Untara and Blink on your team anymore. You're now actually the worst player. Ah, poor Teddy. He had to deal with Janair and now he had to deal with the shitter in mid. Jokes aside, SKT actually playing incredibly messy. They should be playing around Nocturne ult cooldowns and Lissandra ult cooldowns. Nocturne ult, Lissandra ult on a single target means that target dies no matter what. And it's just frustrating to see them play this messy when they just should be playing around their ultimate cooldowns and coordinating as a group. A lot of the fight was focused on top side, so Nocturne was able to sneak the Inferno though. Yeah. It's very messy. I would love to see them play on Nocturne ult, Faker ult cooldown. Set up for Herald, take Herald, use Herald mid. I would love to see that from SKT. You guys don't have to play as solos. Nocturne ult's coming up. Let's go play for Herald. Play off of Nocturne and Lissandra timing. Looks like they're just going to go for kill instead on top lane instead of going for Herald. I much prefer them going for Herald over this kill play. Come on. Vision control into Herald. There we go. That's the SKT macro I know and love. This situation, let's talk about this also. Sion coming in. Sion's going to be much earlier than Urgot, even though Urgot is closer because Sion can ult in. What SKT really wants to do is catch Kakao before he's able to ult and go Nocturne ult, Pyke stun, Pyke ult, Lissandra ult, kill Nocturne, and then move on to the next target. If they're not able to kill Xin Zhao instantly and Xin Zhao actually gets his ultimate off and he's able to push people back, it's not as good. So let's see what happens. Nice. Xin Zhao used ult, still a very good target. I would love to see them focus on the Xin Zhao. He doesn't have anything, as we talked about, so I'm going to be earlier because he has ultimate. Ooh, Klid and Kakao both have their smite up right here. Whoever smites this is going to get it. Getting Herald, good, but not that important. Winning this team fight, much more important. Let's see who does. Kakao is able to get it. Faker using E. I would love to see him go on Kakao or W and then ult himself. Ooh, not taking that E. Interesting. And then they end up going for LeBlanc instead and then getting the kill on Sion. Okay. I mean, this still is an okay outcome for SKT. They got 2 kills. Oh, 3 kills. Oh, 4 kills. Oh, 5 kills. They ended up getting 3 additional kills because APK overstayed. But APK was able to get the Herald. I would have much liked to have seen them just able to be insta-give Kakao the moment he used ult. Here, when Kakao used ult, Faker going E here and Wing and buying time and actually going in would have been really good. Because once Nocturne ults in on top of this and Faker is right in the middle of their team, there's very little counterplay. Yeah, they just overstayed here. Good hook from Mata and then overstaying and everyone dying one by one. Next play is going to be this Dragon. Remember, Lissandra ult, Nocturne ult, these are the key ultimates that people want to play around. Using Herald, but not really being able to escort Herald, so Herald's not going to do much. Oof. Faker Zanyas. Ult. Oh shit, this fight is actually terrible for SKT. It should never be this close when they're this ahead. Let's rewatch this a little bit. So this fight starts with them actually going on Klid. Klid not... Faker used... No! Faker used ult on... Mickey. Faker! Ult yourself and buy time. That was a mistake. Because he has Janyas, he felt confident where he could ult Mickey and Janyas himself, but he should have just double invulnerability and he would have left himself in a much better position, especially when Mickey has cleanse and he got finished off by Heimer Rockets. Small mistake from Faker there, but not game breaking. Faker actually is making way more mistakes than I would expect him to. The Korean memes were true. Faker's actually in worst form because he didn't get as much practice because he was at All-Stars. Holy fuck. The Korean memes were that Faker's in much worse form than other people because he went to All-Stars and he was in Vegas doing Vegas things. while Khan Teddy grinded out solo queue. And it's actually like showing up somewhat where Faker's making much more mistakes than the other players. Yeah, and the rest of this game is just incredibly messy. Faker going Medjais with 4 stacks. I don't know about that, bro. Goma might get the belt out. Ooh, Teddy. Yeah, now it's just a lot of catching people out, and they're going to set up for Baron, and game's probably going to end with SKT getting Baron and pushing 2 waves. Opinion on Teddy? I think he's the second best AD carry player, maybe the best traditional AD carry player in Korea, but I think overall I like Viper a little bit better than Teddy right now. But Teddy's form is fucking on point though. We'll see. I have to see Viper play. But last time I saw both Viper and Teddy, I preferred Viper over Teddy. It's not like I think Teddy's bad. It's just, I just thought of Viper as much more insane. The game's gotten so messy, it's hard to commentate. It's been about a lot of random picks, but SKT's still... SKT's ahead, so these random picks, while bad for them, long as Teddy never dies, it's going to be overall okay. So now it's going to... Now that SKT has Baron, they can just split one top, rest bottom, or vice versa, 4-1, and it's going to be fine. So... Dragon coming up, SKT most likely going to put 4 bottom. This is a very common play that a lot of the top tier teams do. TL especially loves doing this. They make sure if they ever split push, they go towards bottom and take Dragon on the way out. Actually not doing that and just splitting 4-1, which is fine also. Yep, game pretty much over. Ooh, new SKT. This was a overall good first showing from new SKT. There are still, little bit of problems they have to fix regarding playing together as a group, and of course with Faker's individual play, and I would like to see them clean up overall team play better. Their team fighting does not seem as clean as I would expect from like a top tier team. And if you guys also saw, Goma and Jeffa just went straight to Teddy and like, good job Teddy, good job Teddy. Faker's probably crying, going like, what the fuck, that used to be me. I used to be the first person Goma comes to. But like, they're just like telling Teddy good job. If I have to grade SKT's performance, game 1 probably like an 8 out of 10. Game 2, 7 out of 10. I have to take away a lot of points from messy team fighting and early instability from Faker, and early instability from Faker in game 2 also. But overall, pretty good and very excited. Like, Faker problems are easily fixable. It's fucking Faker. They're gonna fix their problems very easily.